Wait, let me fix my hair. Are we cute? Are we cute? Ugh. I haven't done this in a while. Hey, Brown Bougie Boss Babe. I know that's something you haven't heard in a while, but here we are. Brown Bougie Boss Babe is back and better than ever before. Unapologetically brown and bougie. This is now a safe, celebratory space for all women of color. And I know you're probably like, Ciara, what are you talking about? Where have you even been, first of all? Third of all, like, girl, what? What? Listen, before we get into the tea about what's new and what's to come with Brown Bougie Boss Babe, let's rewind and talk about where Brown Bougie Boss Babe came from and really the history. So, back in, I want to say 2018, I launched my blog, right? That was like my chapter 24, my gift to myself, blase, blase, blah, so on. Chapter 25 was 2019. And with that chapter, I wanted to really kind of launch into another space, right? In the creative space, in the entrepreneurial space, in the blogger space, because at that time I was a, girl blogger, like, you know what I'm saying? Which I still am at heart, but I've kind of taken my brand and just myself to a whole nother level. So in 2019, I launched Brown Bougie Boss Babe, which was simply a segment on my Instagram story where once a week on Wednesday, Working Women Wednesdays or whatever, I would post a woman of color who was either an entrepreneur, a creative, an influencer, a teacher, just a brown girl out here living her best brown girl life and doing her thing. Brown Bougie Boss Babe was received so well from my village, all of my followers, whether it be on Instagram, YouTube, all these different areas, women that I've met along the way. It was received well, I would say. But it did get to a point where it's like, it's a little bit repetitive. And even though this is something I'm passionate about, I need to sit this down for a quick second and try to figure something else out. I was heavily in the, I guess you would say, women empowerment space, because that's where, my heart is. Like, I am for sure a girl's girl. And once you get on this like creative journey, sometimes it takes you to a place that you don't even think it's gonna go, to be honest. And for me, personally, it started to feel not so purposeful. You know what I mean? And I don't like doing things without a purpose. I joined the content creator lifestyle and I was a blogger at first and I did YouTube. And with that, I was doing beauty, fashion, lifestyle. Pretty much my life was the content, you know what I mean? And with that comes brand opportunities and brand ambassador opportunities, partnerships, all these different things. And it just became very overwhelming and it became very like, why am I even doing this? Like, yeah, get your little coin or get a little recognition or whatever the case may be, but it wasn't really fulfilling the purpose that I wanted to when I got into the creative field or decided to express myself creatively. And yes, it was fun. Yes, I've met a lot of people, and yes, I've had a lot of opportunities, but it wasn't purposeful. And I know that with my ideas and my drive and ambition and just my personality, I know I was called to do more, way more than what I was doing. Like, yes, it's fun and cute to post a couple pictures on Instagram and tag the brand and get free things and whatever. But to me, it wasn't purposeful. And then it also becomes hard trying to keep up with this and keep up with that, because now you're getting out of the reason why you're doing this in the first place and you're coming into something that it wasn't even supposed to be this. My purpose of sharing my creative journey through my blog and, down the line YouTube and things was that I aspired to inspire you and all of the other brown bougie boss babes, wherever you are, wherever you come from, to just be a go-getter and go after the things that, you doubt yourself on, or people even said like, you can't do that, or that's not for you, or whatever the case may be. Just go after it and just do you. And I feel like the content that I was putting out wasn't giving that. And yes, like it was fun for me, but like I said, it wasn't purposeful. And I know that I have other things that were placed in my mind or on my heart that I needed to do. So I thought it was best to now separate, in a sense, the two, if that makes sense. Because throughout my creative journey, I've been able to help other entrepreneurs or creatives, launch their ideas, brand themselves, edit for them, take pictures for them, do product shoots for them. And I feel like that was more purposeful for me, offering those services and just talking people through things, because it's helping another woman really just get it in gear and go after the things that she wants to do. Whether she has the support or not, she had the support from me. And I really feel like through this journey, like I said before, I've met so many different women, so many different people, all these opportunities, events, women empowerment, this, that, whatever, all the things. But in my personal experience, all the women's empowerment brunches, this, that, all the different things, it started off as girl power, support your sister, yes, women of color, da 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 da. But once you actually get up and leave there, I personally had issues keeping relationships with those women because it felt unauthentic. And once I saw a different side of certain women, it was kind of like, oh, you're doing this whole women empowerment thing because that's what's trendy now. Black girls rock. Like, whereas me, I'm like really about that life. Like, if I see another young Black woman or woman of color trying to do something and I know I have the knowledge, the power, resources, whatever, I'm going to give that to you and help you along the way. Not always with the cost. You know what I mean? And I just feel like for me, I was never given that back. The energy that I was giving, I was not getting that back at all. It was always, oh, this is what you can offer our group. This is what you can offer our event. This is what you can offer my business. But never like what they could offer me. Just because you're giving me a platform, or not even really a platform, to be honest with you. Because I've even had internships, whether it's fashion or beauty or these master classes, different things where I've met a lot of, I would say, people in these different industries that I thought would be able to nurture me, guide me, and uplift me. But really, they just took from me, like, yes, it's an internship without pay, but you really just took from me. You took my ideas, you took my kindness, you get what I'm saying? So it became very discouraging after a while, to a point where it's like, I don't want to be a part of none of this women empowerment, feminists, none of that. I don't want to be a part of it, because it was, in my personal experience, very phony and very like, this is what's trendy, so let's grab the people who are on that wave and see how we can use them, if you will. The other thing that I had an issue with when it came to the whole women empowerment, events, groups, all these things, is that like the audience is a very specific type of woman, if you will. Definitely giving the cookie cutter influencer, or I don't know how to explain it, like just very cookie cutter, like it's not really that person. You know what I'm saying? Like the copy and paste influencer, if you will, the copy and paste girl boss, if you will. And that just wasn't me. Like, I am authentic and true to myself. And I feel like just because we're doing the same things doesn't mean that my brand and your brand should look the same, follow the same formula, whatever. I feel like it should all be about being authentic to who you are, and that's how you're going to be able to progress. But I would get in these spaces and it'd be like, oh, well, you have some unpopular opinions, or, oh, well, this, that, and the third. I'm like, oh, well, don't say that out loud because, cancel culture. Like, girl, Miss Lady, yes, this is the world that we're in, but I didn't feel like I wanted to conform to social media's norms, if you will. Not even social norms, social media's norms, or social media's aesthetic, in order to progress in this field. in this community. So I sat pretty much all my content creation things down and was doing little things here and there, but not consistently like how I was doing before. Because I'm not gonna lie, you do get kind of like discouraged in a way. Not like, oh, I'm in competition, so this person's doing this person's progressing. It's more like, is this space really for me? Because I feel like I can't be myself, because in order to get the views, the likes of this, that, and the third, I have to be like them and be in their group, you know what I mean? Or follow their aesthetic, if you will. So I knew I really, 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 really was passionate about, inspiring women and bringing back Brown Boujee Boss Babe, but I didn't really know how or which way to do it or go about it. So I just sat it down and said, you know what? When it comes to me, it'll come to me. And then after a few experiences, I said, you know what? It's time for me to pick it up and just really just hone in and think about like what my purpose is and why I even started doing this in the first place and where I see myself going with this. And honestly, the last piece of confirmation that I received was finding out that I was having a daughter. Like, I'm pregnant, if you don't know. And I really, in the beginning, thought like, oh, it's a boy, it's a boy, it's a boy. And then it was like one point where I started getting all these ideas for like women empowerment events, brunches, workshops, just different things like conversation pieces, a whole bunch of different things. And then it was like, oh, you're having a girl. So I'm like, were all these ideas and things coming to me because it's like now you've been blessed with the responsibility of raising a young Black woman. Like, of course, these ideas, and you're getting inspired because of the life that you're growing inside of you, physically, mentally, and emotionally, And y'all know I'm real deep, so I really be believing in the signs and the universes and God and, the things. So finding out I was having a daughter, it really put things into perspective and helped me in my personal life, but also in my creative journey as well. Specifically, it allowed me to really nurture the idea of this space and utopia that I wanted to unapologetically create for girls like me and you. So with that, here is what you could expect from the new and improved Brown Boujee Boss Babe. It'll now be a hub of all things brown and bougie. I'll continue to uplift and showcase women of color, whether you are an entrepreneur, a creative, an influencer, women in corporate America, the girls in STEM, the teachers, the whoever you are. This is a safe space for all of us. There will be interviews. There will be possibly, maybe events in the future. Maybe some live talks and discussions, whether it be private, like a Zoom or what have you, maybe even actual live, like on Instagram. Services from me and whatever other, Brown Boujee Boss Babes that would like to offer their services to help you along your journey, whether that's how do I, file to get my business information, EIN numbers, and whatever paperwork I need, branding, just helping me come up with marketing and strategies, all these different things to help you along your journey as an entrepreneur, creative, or whatever. Of course, some merch for the girls and a whole bunch of everything, a whole lot of everything. So just stay tuned for more information and really just us growing together and being open and honest with one another. Thank you to all of the Brown Boujee Boss Babes who have supported me throughout my journey, who used to read my blog posts, share my posts, watch my YouTube videos, all the things. We have evolved in such a short amount of time, if you think about it. Like 2018 to 2022, that's a little space, but for the levels in which life has taken us, it's a lot, So I just really appreciate you all for being there and being open and sharing your journeys along with me and just pouring into each other. And that's what I wanted to continue to do, but on a higher level, because I really feel like this is my purpose, to really uplift and inspire women of color specifically, to just go out there and get it and be you and do you and be unapologetically brown and bougie. So make sure you follow the official Brown Bougie Boss Babe Instagram page and really tap in with the women that you see engaging on that page, because that's how we're going to grow and get to know each other. Until next time, stay consistent, stay inspired, and stay unapologetically brown and bougie.